Welcome to Adverbs Lesson 2. Let's review what adverbs are. Adverbs are words that describe a verb. It adds some detail to the sentence. Adverbs answer the questions how, when, how often, where, and how much. So, let's review how to spot an adverb. Adverbs often end in the letters ly. And remember the questions that they answer. Let's look at this sentence. I thought the movie ended abruptly. In this sentence, we can find that ly ending and know that the adverb is abruptly. Abruptly is describing how the movie ended. In the second sentence, we finally got our grades from the test. The adverb in this sentence also has an ly and is the word finally. It describes when the students got their grades. Now we're going to talk about adding adverbs to sentences. Let's use the sentence, I dance. We're going to use the adverb occasionally to add meaning to this sentence. We can add the word occasionally in 3 different places. We could say, occasionally I dance, I occasionally dance, or I dance occasionally. Let's try 2 sentences and add some adverbs to them. The sad clown touched us. I'm going to add in the adverb deeply to the end of the sentence. So now it reads, the sad clown touched us deeply. Let's try one more. I passed the test. We want to show that the test was easy. So we're going to use the adverb easily. We can put that word in 2 different places, either at the end, so it says, I passed the test easily, or we can make it the second word in the sentence so that it reads, I easily passed the test. Now it's time for you to practice. Let's use the sentence, she fought against the intruder. I want you to show that the girl was brave when she fought. Did you come up with the word bravely? Where can we put it in the sentence? You could add it in the second position and say, she bravely fought against the intruder. You can make it the third word and say that she fought bravely against the intruder. Or you can add it to the end of the sentence and say, she fought against the intruder bravely. Here's the next sentence. Paula made a contribution to charity. We want to use the word generous to show that the contribution that Paula made was generous. If you said we should use the word generous and put it as the 4th word in the sentence so that it reads, Paula made a generous contribution to charity, that would be incorrect because generous would be an adjective describing the contribution. If you said that we should use the word generously, that would be correct. That is an adverb. It can be placed as the second word in the sentence, Paula generously made a contribution to charity, or it could be the last word in the sentence, Paula made a contribution to charity generously. The next sentence reads, Dr. Luke spoke about the importance of flossing. We want to convey in this sentence that his speech was short or brief. What word could we use as an adverb for this sentence? If you said briefly, you are correct. And where can we put it in the sentence? We could make it the second word so that it reads, Dr. Luke briefly spoke about the importance of flossing. We could make it the third word and say, Dr. Luke spoke briefly about the importance of flossing. Or we can make it the last word so that it reads, Dr. Luke spoke about the importance of flossing briefly. This sentence reads, the team ran towards the finish line to win the race. We want to show that the team ran really fast. So what is a word that we could use as an adverb to show that? Quickly will show how the team ran. Now we can place that at the beginning of the sentence. Quickly, the team ran towards the finish line to win the race. We could put it as the third word. The team quickly ran towards the finish line to win the race. Or we can make it the fourth word in the sentence. The team ran quickly toward the finish line to win the race. Our next sentence says, the kids shouted as they played at recess. What adverb can we use to inform our readers that the shouting was loud? Did you say loudly? If so, you are correct. We can place loudly at the beginning of the sentence to read, loudly the kids shouted as they played at recess. We could put loudly after the word kids and say, the kids loudly shouted as they played at recess. Or we can add it after the word shouted. The kids shouted loudly as they played at recess. Let's try this one. Sharon chose her answers for the test. Let's choose an adverb that tells us that she was very careful in her decision-making process. We could use the word carefully. It could be placed at the beginning of the sentence. Carefully, Sharon chose her answers for the test. We can put it after Sharon and say, Sharon carefully chose her answers for the test. Or we can place it at the end. Sharon chose her answers for the test carefully. The children walked toward the sleeping bunny. Let's find a word that tells our readers that the children were very quiet. The adverb would be quietly. It tells us how they walked. This can be placed at the beginning of the sentence. Quietly, the children walked toward the sleeping bunny. It can be placed after walked. The children walked quietly toward the sleeping bunny. Or it can be placed at the end of the sentence. The children walked toward the sleeping bunny quietly. Here's our last one for today. Jen talked on the phone to her friend. Let's find an adverb that tells us that Jen was excited when she talked. We're looking for a word that ends in an ly. Excitedly. We could add it to the beginning of the sentence. Excitedly, Jen talked on the phone to her friend. We can add it after talked. Jen talked excitedly on the phone to her friend. Or we could add it to the end of the sentence. Jen talked on the phone to her friend excitedly. Great job. That's it for us. Have a great summer. And I'll see you next year.